Excuses are the currency for failure. So if you want to fail in life, start giving excuses. So we discussed last time, whatever you focus on expands, and whatever you neglect will wither away or fade away. So don't focus on your limitations, don't focus on your problems, don't focus on your distractions, because if you focus on them, they will grow. Rather focus on your goals, your growth, your purpose to achieve massive success, because the universe gives us what to actually spend your time, of course, what predominantly occupy your mind. So lack of focus is a major challenge of so many entrepreneurs. So many people, not because of lack of opportunities, not because opportunities don't come to them, but because they lack focus. So don't allow yourself to be pulled into so many distractions. Of course, chasing so many things at the same time, but eventually you will not catch any of them, because nobody pursues two rats at the same time and catch any of them. You are not carrying things on your two hands and climb a tree. You want to become successful as an entrepreneur, you have to remain focused. You have to decide in mean, cut out every other options. Of course, focus on one particular thing, solidify before you diversify. If not, every day will look like where you are going to. Do not give your energy to negativity, unnecessary drama, or other people's opinion. When you start to worry about what people say about you, you will lose focus on your visions and goals in life. So don't spend your time to explain yourself or prove your worth, of course, to anyone, but remain focused on the direction of your purpose. So we said that if we say focus on what? Last we also drew something like this, and we drew a difference between goals and, of course, and targets. And we said something very interesting. A goal is who you become, who you become. So you must become someone. Of course, a target is what you achieve based on who you become, what you achieve based on who you become. So we gave some example last week for entrepreneurs. We said, example, you can decide to become a medical doctor just because you want to treat patients. Of course, you can decide to become an engineer just because you want to build houses and bridges. So, okay. So you can decide to become an entrepreneur, CEO, or MD of a company just because you want to build companies and factories and industries. So you can decide to become, of course, a mentor because you want to build an organization, you want to build a community, you want to build, of course, a business community, a learning for entrepreneurs community. So you see, based on your goal, based on your goal, it will determine the kind of education you receive. Because education you receive will give you identity, and your identity will determine what you become based on education you receive. So you cannot just you want to become a medical doctor, you are hanging around with accounting students or law students, you can never achieve that. So a lot of people, you don't focus, you say focus on what do I focus on? You start focusing on goal, because if you cannot achieve a goal you never set. Tell your neighbor, you can never achieve a goal you never set. Tell your neighbor, if you have no goal, you are going nowhere. So a lot of people copy, they don't have direction for their life. They need to live on people's opinion, on the opinion of the side. Focus requires, number one, it requires your discipline, it requires you being selective for things you put your energy, it requires to take control of your environment. And one of the things that kill focus is business kill focus, insecurity kill focus, fear kill focus. So we try to jump into silence and discuss something last week, and we said that silence protects your vision, mission, and your purpose in life. Silence gives you the space to grow without interference. Silence allow you to build in private without the pressure of living up to someone else's expectations or proving anything to anyone. Silence also eliminates the need to validation. So we discussed last week that silence helps you to trust yourself. Silence helps you to become confident, to move without needing anyone's opinion. Silence helps you to stop waiting for someone to believe in you before you take action. Don't just only silence keeps your enemy gazing. Silence also protects your energy. And we discussed so much last week, and we ended with this last week, that without a clear vision, you may lose focus and drift through life, moving from one thing to the next without real direction. That's where we stopped last week now. Yes or yes? Okay, so we are trying to tell us that before you could you remain focused, you must actually paint a goal for yourself. And we said last week that Everybody can dream. It's not a bad thing to dream. You must dream big. But once you put deadline with your dream, it becomes because goals are dreams with deadline. Are dreams with what? Deadline. So you put deadline and say by this time next week, by this time tomorrow, by this time 2 years, by January 2026, by October 2027, this is when I'm going to do. You have once you put deadline on your dream, this one I want to achieve this. Now, once you began to demand some sacrifice of time, energy, resources to make that your goals a reality. So it's not a bad thing to dream, but you must put deadline on your dreams. And once you put deadlines, it becomes a goal. And definitely, a goal is part of the things you look at to achieve tomorrow, where you want to be tomorrow. But you can make it so clear that it becomes a vision for your life. That is, you paint it so well that you are not just intending to solve problem for yourself. This is what you are looking up to. And the clearer the vision is, of course, because a vision is a bigger part of the goal. The goal is a piece. How do I put on my notes? So let me put it like this so that you understand very well. Write on your note, very important. Vision is more than just a goal. Vision is more than just a goal. Full stop. Vision define purpose. Vision define purpose. Vision is more than just a goal. Full stop. Vision define purpose, comma, direction, and overall objectives. So vision define purpose. So you're going to ask yourself, is it really what I want to live for? So when you ask yourself this question, you're trying to find purpose for yourself in your goal. You're trying to make sure, okay, this goal will become a bigger thing for me. Because if you don't find it big enough, you will not be able to have the energy to withstand, of course, distraction, delay, gratification. You will not be able to resist the obstacles or pressure that will come alongside of achieving that your goal. Make it a vision. Just turn it to a vision, something bigger. So you begin to say, okay, I put it that vision define purpose, comma, direction, and overall objectives. While goal is derived from the vision, breaking it down into manageable steps. So you see, so what will make a vision a compelling one is that you don't just look at a piece of the vision. I say goal is derived from the vision, comma, breaking it down into manageable steps. Bracket open, smart objectives that it must be measured, smart, of course, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. So you look at it must be smart objectives. So why vision is the overall objective. So turn your goals, make it big enough so that it becomes so powerful that for you to quit on it. So, and why do you make it this way? Make it clearer, because the clearer you are on where you are going to, the easier it is for you to arrive at that destination. Why many of you see, some people that are up to 40 years, 30 years, but each time they grow up, they put themselves in the midst of, I don't have energy to pursue what I want. But when you're small, when you're around 7 years, 8 years, I want to buy a big car, I want to buy I want to build a house. You have no limitations on your dreams. But when you begin to grow up and you begin to put deadlines on your dreams, but you've not done it to a clearer vision, you didn't make it so clear, you don't make it go so clear, it becomes a challenge. So I say vision is a defined purpose, direction, and overall objectives. And a goal is derived from the vision, breaking it down into measurable steps. So by the time you begin to turn your goals into bigger and make it bigger, let it become a purpose, something you want to live for. Turn it to a calling. Start thinking how you can use it to affect other people. Now you become unstoppable, because finding your purpose in life is very important. Giving it out, because you're going to be lost in the service of other people to improve lives and property. It becomes unstoppable for you. Let's put some things down today, because I would like us to go and ask people, okay, what is your plan for the month? I don't know. Okay, this month is ending this week. We have next month coming up, May. What is your plan for next month? Okay, I don't know. Do you know why they don't know? Because they don't realize that there's a thin line between your goals and your target. It's called strategic plan. What else is called? Strategic plan. You call it strategic plan, you call it actions, you call it activities. So by the time people don't know what they need to do, is because they never set a goal, no target. So even if you tell them to focus on waiting. So they don't have anything to focus on. And remember, I keep telling you, if you don't have a goal, you are going nowhere in life. You don't have a goal for next month, you are going nowhere next month. You don't have a goal for next year, 1 year, 2 years. You cannot plan for 1 week. You cannot plan for 15 years of your life. So remember, you arrive at somewhere, but not where you actually want to be. So sitting down to write this thing down is very important. Nobody will do it for you. Tell your neighbor. We don't come back this weekend. Now you want to talk about now. Tell your neighbor, a child that is afraid to fall will never walk. Tell your neighbor again, neighbor, he that has brain, sense is expected. at the singer like song. Make you not conquer the brain for this life. You not gonna get sense for inside the brain. You go vex you say you cannot achieve targets, you cannot put targets. I want to make 1 million naira, I want to make 10 million naira, I want to make 20 million naira. So what kind of product or who do you need to become to make that kind of money? What kind of activities will you perform? What kind of product will you sell? What kind of services will you sell as an entrepreneur? No plan. Okay, see, he that failed to plan, plan nowhere. He that failed to plan, plan to fail. So you must sit down, because one of the things we see in this industry that somebody just met us and say, I want to be a millionaire. Okay, you want to be a millionaire. These are the process to take. He said, I'm not interested. You know why? Because that millionaire was just a target. He did not put himself to become that person who can actually create that million. So he did not see himself worthy. We know what is called wrong identity. So I would like us, because all they just think that they will by hoping that things will come to pass. No, hope is not a strategy. I think we need to write that down on our note again. Hope is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. You must put up some plans. Hope is not a strategy. So if you don't decide where you are going to, life will decide for you. And chances are you won't like where you will end up. If you don't decide where you are going to, my life will decide for you. And chances are you won't like where you will end up. So when your goals is very clear, when you put your goals very clear, this is who you want to become. When you are very clear on who you want to become, when your goals are very clear, what will happen is that 5 things will happen. Write it down. When your goals are very clear, 5 things will happen. Number 1, you will take control of your future. When your goals are very clear, that this is what I want to become, a mentor, entrepreneur, this is what I want to become. When your goals are very clear, number 1, you will take control of your future. Write it down. When your goals are very clear, make it so clear. See yourself even in that thing already. When your goals are so clear, number 1, you will take control of your future. Number 2, you will stop reacting to life. You stop reacting. You start responding. Responding means you already know what to do, irrespective of the circumstances, whether good or bad. This is going to be your response. So, but reacting means that you don't know what you are going to do. So, if they make you happy, you are happy. They make you sad, you are sad. That means you begin to act like a thermometer. Thermometer responds to temperatures. Why? Thermostat set the temperature. So, don't just be like a thermometer. Be like a thermostat. You know, the thermometer, if the temperature is high, the thermometer will go high. If the temperature is going to go high, that's thermometer. But the thermostat set the temperature and the environment conform to that temperature. So you see, so you take control of your future. Number 1, you stop reacting to life. Number 3, you start designing your life intentionally. You start designing your life intentionally. So you will not be in any place that you didn't want to be. Like you cannot see me in motor park right now loading motor, because I already decided for my life. You cannot see me carrying CV looking for a job. I already decided for my life. So I already decided where I want to be in life. So I'm nothing with distract, because I really have focus. And I've already seen men who are succeeding in that part. So I'm very sure if they succeed, I'm going to succeed. Not that they're actually going to, they're mentoring me already. I'm already in a mentorship program. And everything the mentor says I should do, I'm doing it. I'm sending my report to my mentor. I'm being accountable. So because if you're not accountable, okay, you cannot modify your process, you cannot modify your result, you cannot improve your results. So you must find somebody to be accountable. People don't want to be able to account to anybody. I don't want to be mentor me. I don't want to chop this nonsense. Really? The thing that you forget that you are still living in the flesh. Flesh will always compromise, and that is the truth about it. So number 3, I said that you will stop reacting to life. Number 5, you start designing your life intentionally. That's number 3. Number 4, you move with purpose. You will move with purpose every day. You move with purpose. Remember, when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So you move with purpose. And number 5, you will know exactly what you want and why you want it. You will know exactly what you want and why you want it. A lot of people don't want, they just know I want money. Why do you want money? I want to solve problems. Because you think that money is a result, not the cause. I told you last time that we live in the world of cause and effect. Every cause is an effect. For every effect, there's a cause. So the money you see is a result. Of course, sickness is a result. Poverty, darkness, light is a result. There's something that causes it to happen. So looking at it, and that is all your subjectives. So I said that number 3, you start designing your life intentionally. Number 4, you move with purpose. Number 5, you know exactly what you want and why you want it. You know, if you don't sit down to put it clear and it's vague, your result will be vague. So if you start to say, I want to be successful, you must define what success is to you. So what do you mean by successful? Like I keep telling you, success is finishing what you start. For example, someone say, I want to be a footballer. So when you achieve that, is success. Someone say, I want to be a doctor. When I achieve that, you become success. I want to become an engineer. I want to become an entrepreneur. I want to grow people. I want to grow a community. So success is different to everyone. So what is success to you? So people, you need to define it to yourself. What do you call success? So how will you know when you achieve it? So you know why this is very important? Because clarity brings precision. Write on your note. Clarity brings precision. Clarity brings precision. So you actually not going to arrive at a place you don't want. So the more clear your goals is in life, the more your life will focus. But the more vague it is, the more your result will be vague because you don't even know when you achieve it. See, someone say, how can you play football without a goal post? If you said no goal, you are going nowhere. Of course, without a goal, you are going nowhere. So, of course, you can never achieve a goal you never set. So you must set something to achieve it. So because you must define to you who you want to become, you must have a clarity of where you are going to. Because if you don't have it, when you achieve, you will not even know you have achieved it. So clarity turns your dreams into concrete goals. Clarity allows you to measure progress and adjust your strategy when necessary. I think we need to write that statement down in our notes. Clarity allows you to measure your progress. Clarity allows you to measure your progress and adjust your strategy when necessary. Okay, next month we are about to enter now. Men, I'm going to help 5 people become a multi-millionaire. How do you want to help them? I'm going to give them. I say, right on your note, clarity allows you to measure your progress and adjust your strategy when necessary. Clarity allows you to measure your progress and adjust your strategy when necessary. All this I'm talking to that. I want to sit down and define your life. That is the purpose of this class. You should go back and sit and say, who do I really want to become? Okay, what am I going to do to achieve that thing I want to become? What I want to have, because this is who you become, this is what you achieve, what you have based on your becoming. This is what you do based on who you become. Who you be with them, what you do, what you do with them, what you have. So you must sit down and say, okay, every day I must meet 2 people every day. I must talk to them, I must sell my product, I must sell my services, I must open my shop. So because if you don't have that clarity of your where you are going, direction for your life, you might arrive at the position you may never like as an entrepreneur. Why people are giving ears to many negative things is because you don't even know where you are going to. If you know that, okay, this is the man I want to settle with for the rest of my life, this is the woman I want to settle with, when they come to tell you, oh, look at where they meet your husband, you will not even bother because you already decided that this is who you want to be with. And you're going to put in the effort to make it work, because this thing you see that they call success in business, in marriage, in whatever investment is effort. Effort. You must make it, you must put effort. You don't just wish things just happen like that. No, you create it. We are creators. Then I'm a creator. So you put in effort to make it work. So you will not be distracted. You will not give rooms to negativity because the vision is so clear. This is where you are going. This is a church I want to worship with. Anglican, Catholic, no matter what, just decide. It doesn't matter what people say. Decide. Say not decide. You need to decide what you want, because if you don't decide it, people's opinion will always come and take you away. What people will come with different ideas. Sometimes it doesn't look like it's a problem, of course, because you are not so clear. So the clearer your vision, your goals are, the easier it is for you to draw a roadmap to get there. So the clearer it is, the easier it is to draw a roadmap. Okay, we want to go to Ikotek Benin, we want to go to Lagos. You cannot be going this way, and this way will lead to Cameroon. You go this way. So, but you don't know where you are going to, and you just moving in a circle like the children of Israel. 40 days journey turn 40 years. They are just wondering about. But you know, if most people never take the time to define what they really want in life, so they live based on what society says, chasing careers they don't love, building lives that don't enjoy, following paths that we are not meant for, that's not meant for us, wondering why they are not fully fulfilled, because you will never define who you want to become, where you want to go to. You will never define. Once you don't do that, okay, you're going to live based on society opinion. You're going to chase careers you don't love. You're going to build a life you will never enjoy. Follow a path that was never meant for you, and you will never be fulfilled in life. So it's very important you make your goal so clear. For the next month, put up amount. It doesn't matter. Whether the amount is big or small, it's not a problem. The challenge now is that what are you going to do to achieve it? And if you don't put up how you're going to do it, it's just one of the wishes, of course, because you don't put a deadline, no plan, no strategy, no activities, no income, and you must be consistent in your activities. Okay, when you take the time to get it clear on your vision, you separate yourself from the crowd. Write it down your notes. When your goals is clear, When your goals is clear, number one, you separate yourself from the crowd. That's what will always happen. Go and check out every guy, Elon Musk, name it, Mark Zuckerberg, name them, of course, Bill Gates, Dangote. When your goals are so clear, number one, you separate yourself from the crowd. That's the truth about it. It's also that have that courage in crowd. Ask them, why are you going to? They don't know. I just want money. Money for what? I want to buy food, buy a car. So how do you want to get this money? Because they never understand that money is a reward for solving a problem. Money is a reward for making impact. So instead of saying I want money, so I want to make impact. And so when your goals are so clear, number one, you separate yourself from the crowd. Number two, you stop living on autopilot. Write it down your notes. You stop living on autopilot. You start living on autopilot. So you have a direction for yourself. You wake up in the morning, you already know your calendar, your itinerary for the day, your trajectory for life, where your life is going to. So you separate yourself from the crowd. That's what happens. Any man that sits down to write his goals down and make it so clear on the activities you want to perform and the target you want to achieve. Okay, you want to be separate. You just don't know that something happened to you. Something always happened to you. You always separate from the crowd because now you have a clear direction where you're going to. Number two, you stop living life on autopilot, wishing that everybody will do things. So you see, nobody can give you sustainable success. You only give yourself sustainable success. Nobody can give you a sustainable wealth. You give yourself. If somebody give it to you, okay, you will not return it. Remember, you cannot sustain a result whose process you did not participate. You know, you can never, of course, be patient in a process whose logic you don't understand. So the discipline you form in the process helps you sustain the outcomes and results. Help me tell your neighbor the discipline. You form in the process helps you sustain outcomes and results. So you lack the discipline of a process. So why do you want to sustain results? So if they hand over success to you, you abuse it because you're not part of the process. So you see, but when you actually understand where you are going to, number one, you search for the crowd. Number two, you begin to live life not on autopilot. You start living life on autopilot. Number three, you start living the life that aligns with your purpose. That's what will happen to you. You start living a life that aligns with your what? Your purpose. And why it is going to be more powerful is because you are the one that sit down to write it down. That this is what I want to become. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to have. You put these things down. Number one, you separate yourself from the crowd. Number two, you stop living on autopilot. Number three, you start living the life that aligns with your purpose. Number four, you stop doing the things just because other people are doing them. You also know that people are doing something, you're not even moved because you don't find the energy to do it. So number four, I say you stop doing the things just because other people are doing them. You know, it doesn't make sense to you because you already know where you are going to. So you only go to two things that pertain to your own purpose. So I said, number one, you separate yourself from the crowd. Number two, you stop living life on autopilot. Number three, you stop living the life. You start living the life that aligns with your purpose. You start living the life that aligns with your purpose. Number four, you stop doing the things that just because other people are doing them. And number five, you start focusing on what truly matters to you. On what truly matters to you. What truly matters to you. See, you will likely achieve the results you plan for yourself than the ones society give you. If society give it to you, if you have a challenge, what I call temporary defeat, it's not a permanent failure. We have a temporary defeat or challenge or obstacles which must come. You compromise. You say, after all, it wasn't me that planned it. You start making excuses. You start, in the record, I should study this. I've been talking, I don't want to marry. I've been there my past, I don't want to marry this man, I don't want to marry this one. They gave it to me because you did not decide. You did not decide what you want. This business, I don't want to do more. I talk and say, I crayfish, I want to sell. They say, make I sell the boroko. Now, a plumber, I won't be. They say, make I become an electrician. Because you did not decide. It's easy to blame. But when you decide it, you own it. It's no ownership. I told you the mystery of wealth is the secret. The secret of wealth is the mystery of wealth. If you look at everybody that ever succeeded, we took ownership of our life. Ownership of our decision. We don't live on anybody's terms. We decided our own terms. You own your life. Say, no, I own my life.
I own my life.
If a responsibility, you must respond to that your ability. You have the ability to own your life, to decide what you want, and that is what will give you fulfillment. So, I said you will separate yourself from the crowd. You've written that one down, shall I? You stop living on autopilot. You've written that one down, shall I? You start living the life that aligns with your purpose. You've written it down, shall I? You stop doing the things just because other people are doing it. You've written it down, shall I? And last but not the least, you start focusing on what truly matters to you. So the thing is this, when you come to this kind of a training, you need to write. You come with the pen and paper, no problem. This is your first time. Get your phone, type some things, because the weakest ink is stronger than the strongest memory. And if you don't participate in your transformational process, you cannot be transformed. You'll be reformed. So to be transformed, you must participate. Like I said, I can do PPT, like PowerPoint or so, and come and project, but I've just denied you an opportunity to participate in your own transformational process. And I already know if you miss this process, if you're not the person that like to get yourself involved in the result that you want, because entrepreneurs say, I will do whatever it takes. If it must work, I must make it work. So you must know that you have a part to play on your journey of greatness, success, abundance, then abundance. So when you set a clear goal for yourself, very, very important, because as an entrepreneur, you must know where you are. You must know who you want to become. Knowing who you want to become will also help you to eliminate confusion. Will also help you to know what you want, and you can easily be influenced. You will not be easily be influenced by distraction, and not with every new opportunity that seems like the right one, not with every idea that feels like the answer, because you already define where you are going to. You will not be jumping from one thing to another, hoping to make real progress in life. Real progress doesn't come from jumping from one thing to another. Real progress is to make sure that you remain focused on your direction, because speed is useless without direction. Direction is useless without what? Destination. It's not about speed. It's about going the right direction. Direction. Direction is more important than speed. So jumping from cryptocurrency to forex, from forex to real estate to CBEX to coupon to Niger Bet is not the solution to your success. Looking for shortcuts is not the solution to your success. The solution to success is to maintain focus. Focus. Without focus, you'll be going everywhere. See, you cannot pursue two rats at the same time and catch any of them. Can you catch any of them? You cannot carry things in your two hands and climb a tree. You cannot put hand in your two pockets. You cannot put your two hands in your pocket and climb a ladder, a tree. It not go work. So why many people you see today, they cannot achieve a sustainable success? They have in the next past 2 years, they have done 10 things, never succeeded in one. You know what they tell you? Life is hard. Why would life not be hard? Life is supposed to be hard with that kind of a person, because you do not sit down to have a clear definition of where you are going to. Write down your note, very important. When your goals is clear, decisions becomes easier. Write it down again on your note. I know you've written so many things down, but write this one down, because you know what to focus becomes easier for you. When your goals is clear, number one, decisions become easier. Decision becomes easier. It's easy to decide. Easy to decide. When your goals become clear. For me, after my youth service, after struggling for a few years, I understand that I will never be fulfilled being an employee, because the only way is for me to become fulfilled in life, to become entrepreneur. After looking at the top 100 richest people in the world, none of them became rich and wealthy through salary. All of them became rich and wealthy through business and investment. So why would I go and solve myself? Why can't I just emulate these people and do business and investment? The law of duality, two things. So Adam said, okay, I've decided I want to be an entrepreneur. Doesn't mean I don't have challenges, I have challenges. Doesn't mean I don't lost money, I've lost money. I don't lost friends, I've lost friends. But the fact is that I already decided where I'm going to. So no matter how you want to paint it, it's not my thing. I want to be the company. I want to be the community. So people have been telling me that God has called me to become a pastor. I tell them, please, that's your pastor. You go become pastor for me. Leave me alone. Pastor, no bad. Me, I don't want to become pastor. It's not by fire, by force. I already decided. So no matter what you say, it don't concern me. So it's not that it's bad. It's not bad. But having a clarity of who you want to become. Okay, I don't want to become. If I'm to become a doctor, me, I want to own a hospital so that I can employ doctors to work for me. Is it not a good idea?
It is now.
It's not me to just wake up and say, I want to practice my engineering. I want to run an engineering firm, employ all those engineers to work for me. Is it good or very good?
Excellent.
So the choice is yours, because I came to understand that if I want it for myself, it's good. But if I want it for other people, it's going to be a better one. It's going to be God's idea. So having, of course, when your vision, when your goals is clear, decision become easier. Number two, you don't waste time chasing things that don't align to your purpose. You don't waste time. Decisions become easier. Two, you don't waste time chasing things that don't align with your purpose. Number three, you stay focused and intentional. So when your goals is clear, when you define where you are going to, who you want to become, what you want to do, and the things you want to achieve, seriously, one, of course, decisions become easier. Easy to decide now. Easy to decide. Very easy to decide. I don't have to be everywhere to be someone. I have to be so good in something, excellently good in that thing, that If they call one name in that in a time, my name will mention. If they call one in the whole world, my name 1%, 10%, 2%, my name will mention. I want to be among the top 1% in the whole world by being excellently in one thing. That people will think that I'm good in everything. You know, when you are succeeding in one thing, people think you are good in everything because the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So my decisions become easier. Two, I don't waste time chasing things that don't align with my purpose. You too, don't waste time chasing things that don't align with your purpose. Number three, you stay focused and intentional. There's nothing that give fulfillment than staying focused and intentional. Nothing on earth will fulfill you as a person. You know, what fulfills you is that you are so intentional, that you know who you are and you know where you're going to. What will make you not to be fulfilled in life is that you're confused. The worst that happens to a man is something that will make you lose your peace of mind. Your peace of mind is too expensive. Don't trade anything for it. Tell your neighbor, your peace of mind is too expensive. Don't trade anything for it. So deciding who you want to marry, business you want to do, the direction, who you want to become is more important. Because if you don't decide, the world will decide for you. And they will never give you the best. So why are you still confused? Why will you not make the kind of money you want to? Why will you not make the kind of impact you want to? Because you will not yet sat down. I told you, thinking is the hardest habit poor people don't do. That's why they complain, blame, and justify. Sit down and think, you know, go die. This thing I'm telling you, nobody will do it for you. That's your legs. Nobody will stand for you. You will stand on your own legs. I will stand on my own legs. Can you stand on my own legs? Can I stand on your own legs? So why are you still jumping up and down? Decide a course for your life because of financial pressure. You look like everything looks like where you are going to. No. The reason why you have not, there's something called when you're talking to your subconscious mind, do many things at the same time. You talk in, you talk out. That's the thing, because you don't have a clarity of your goals. So you don't know exactly where you're going to. So when your goals is, when you set a clear goal for yourself, it gives you this deep understanding of where you are going, why and what exactly you need on that journey. So because for you to have that deep understanding, you must be so clear. Because you cannot be focusing on something that is not clear. So you must come out all the distractions and decide this who you want to become and this what you want to achieve. So if you don't know why you want something, you will not have the motivation to keep going when things get tough, when you are faced with obstacles and setbacks and moments of doubt. Because the vision was not clear. Okay, let me ask you a question. In anything in this life, everything in this life, there's always obstacle, because there's a law in physics that says for every equal and opposite reaction, there's always an obstacle, there's always a setback, there's always a moment of doubt. Whether in the marriage you are going to, there's a moment of doubt, whether this will work or not. Even the job you are doing, there are moments of doubt. Even in the business you are doing, there are moments of what? Doubt. Even the investment you are doing, there's a moment of what? Doubt. But what will keep you going is because you know who you want to become, why and what you need to do. So when things get tough with obstacles and setbacks and moments of doubt, you keep pressing forward. Write this down, your note, very important. When your goals is rooted, write it down, your note, very important. When your goals is rooted in a strong why, when your goals is rooted in a strong why, three things will happen. When your goals is rooted with a strong why, when your goals is rooted with a strong why, three things will happen. Number one, you push through obstacles, setbacks. When your goals is rooted in a strong why, you will push through obstacles, setback, and moments of doubt. You push through all of them. When your goals is rooted with a strong why, you push through obstacles, setback, and moments of doubt. Number two, I said number one, when your goals is rooted in a strong why, this thing you are doing, why do you want to do it? If you ask me now, often, why do you want to do what you are doing? Why you are still doing what you are doing right now? Me, I already know why. That me, I don't want to see anybody around me who is not growing financially. That's why you see, we must do wealth education. So because of my because I've seen what ignorance have done. I've seen one lack of knowledge have done to people. Even the Bible says, my people perish for lack of what? Knowledge. I've seen people that they lack financial literacy. They hand over money to them without the wealth education. Before you know, Jack Robinson, the money has vanished away. I've seen people in my life where I was growing up as a child. They were so rich and well that we were looking up to be like them. But growing up to see their family living in poverty, abject poverty, it gives me marvel. So what was the missing puzzle? The missing puzzle that you don't transfer. Wealth is not the transfer of property and land alone. It's the transfer of knowledge, ethics, discipline that created that wealth. Tell your knowledge. Tell your ethics. Tell your discipline. that created that wealth. So if you don't transfer that thing to somebody, you don't transfer your mindset, your ethics, your discipline, your philosophy to someone, and you transfer physical things to that person. My brother, my sister, is money gone so soon? What did I say? Money gone so soon. Because he will not have the wealth file to sustain, talking of multiplying it. So the joy of a father is to, okay, our village people, they are always looking for us. Don't worry. So the job of a father is that he see himself in the life in his child. The job of a mentor is that he see himself, his philosophy in the life of who he's mentoring. The job of a pastor, bishop, named father is a father could mentor somebody to think like him and become more. So because the thing is this, you don't just transfer property landed to everybody you see, your next of kin, because the essence of life, the essence of wealth is for transfer. That's when we talk about wealth, talk about wealth accumulation, wealth preservation, wealth multiplication, and wealth transfer. Because see, I told you something, that success is not a success without succession. Say not succession. So when you are rooted with a strong why you want to do something, what actually fulfills you. Number one is that you push through obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. Number two, write on your note, you will find solution instead of excuses. You always find solution instead of excuses. You will find solution instead of what? Excuses. But if you don't have a strong why of who you want to become, what you want to do, what you want to achieve, okay? Any small thing, even small rain fall, that is enough excuse. Why didn't you come? Rain fell. But small excuses. Some of you don't even know where to start lying again. You start saying, my auntie swallow wheelbarrow, my uncle swallow shovel. You know, that kind of a thing, because you're looking for excuse. In fact, I know somebody that said something that he came to a business learning community, and he said that assuming that our toothpaste is they make it green color, they put green and black, that this toothpaste for sale. That was it. Assuming our tea and beverages, assuming the pack is this color and this color, he's looking for excuses. Excuses, I told you, are the currency for failure. Poor people used to buy failure. Why? Focus is the currency for what? Success. So if you keep looking for excuses in life, man, I tell you, you arrive at the junction called what? Failure. If you keep focusing on where you are going to or who you want to become, you have a junction called what? Success. Then, if you say I'm lying to you, as you leave this place today, find 5 people, find 5, in fact 10. Ask 10 poor men, why are you poor? 99.9% of them will give excuse. Oh, my father was the one who collected that property. My auntie was poor. My uncle was poor. Udom is not helping me. Tinubu is not helping me. The economy is hard. They complain about everything. And when they feel complain, you know what they will arrive at? Help, help. We poor masses. Help, help, help. Oh, Bazi. Why will you carry a big batch on yourself? Poor masses. And you're even opening your mouth to confirm the picture in your mind. Don't you know that if you open your mouth to confirm a negative picture, it will become a reality in your life? Because there are 3 stages in creation: the picture in your mind, the words of your mouth, and the actions you take. Don't ever identify yourself as a poor masses. Tell your neighbor, I'm a success.
I'm a success.
That one is begging for the recharge card. Touch yourself, say, I'm a millionaire.
I'm a millionaire.
You can do better than that. Tell your neighbor, I'm a millionaire creator.
I'm a millionaire creator.
So in business, the what makes people succeed in business is not about the strategic plan, it's their philosophy, it's their thinking. Is what they're focusing on. So you can give somebody a multi-billion-dollar opportunity. They're telling him right now, focus on this, but the guy, his mind is drifted. He's looking at problems, wandering around. That is why you go to a place of silence. You must go with a direction. You must write what you want. Go and meditate. Because see, I told you last week that we are all creators. I don't want to go there today. We'll go there tomorrow when we're rounding up this class. But let me just go to where we are going to today so that you can get somewhere today. I say when your goals is rooted in a strong why, you will push through obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. Number 2, you will find solution instead of what? Excuses. Number 3, write this down on your note. You will keep moving forward because your purpose is bigger than your problems. You keep moving forward because your purpose is bigger than your problems. You know, some that problems is bigger. You say, you know, my landlord is coming for me. Oh, we have not eaten since yesterday. You keep moving forward because your purpose is bigger than your what? Your problems. Do you know why Joseph was able to pass through the pit, the slave, the Potiphar's house, the prison? Well, because he have a mental clear picture where he's going to. Clarity of who you want to become, what you want to achieve is very important. Clarity of a direction is very important. Because if not, distraction will come. There's nothing has killed young people and their dreams more than distractions. Distractions. Distraction is the worst that can happen to anyone. So I want us to write this down. Let me check my time. This is what I'm talking like because I have somewhere I'm going to. 7 minutes more. Okay, let's see what we are going to. Okay. So there are 3 questions to ask yourself that will help you remain focused. There are 3 questions.
3 questions.
Please, Mr. Wilson, Mark, help me get some chairs for people Mark, from the back. Anyway, we have a lot of overflow this morning. Help me get empty seat at all. Please get it for us. After we put it back, get seat. Thank you so much. 3 questions you ask yourself. Number 1 question you want to ask yourself is because number 1, what excites you? Write it down. What excites you? What excites you? What excites you? What excites you? Just ask yourself, what excites you? What forms your adrenaline? What can you do without a pay? What excites you? Number 2, what impact do you want to make? What impact do you want to make in this life? What impact do you want to make in this life? So people are not making impact, but you didn't have anything in your mind. I told you, money is a reward for solving a problem. Money is a reward for making impact. Money is a reward for being significant. What excites you? Number 1 question you need to ask yourself that will help you, of course, know that you need to go for yourself. Number 2, what impact do you want to make? What impact do you want to make? Number 3 question you need to ask yourself, what kind of life do you want to wake up to every day? What kind of life do you want to wake up to every day? What kind of life do you want to wake up to every day? What kind of life do you want to wake up to every day? What kind of life? You want to wake up, giddy, carry me battle, push me battle. See, this thing, giddy, going to somebody's work. 8 o'clock, you went to office, you come back by 4 o'clock. Really, for 35 years? It's tiring. I've seen my mother work for government. My mother retired. This is 7 years my mom retired. I will say government have not paid retirement benefit to primary school teacher. You ask me to go and go to that. I don't want to wake up to that kind of a life. So I want to wake up to a life of luxury. It's not luxury. I want to wake up to a life of abundance and abundance. People have already decided I want abundance. So what do I need to do now? Because I must pay the price now. I must create something. I must create a product. I must create service. I must package it. I must break it premium. I must sell it. See, you must sell something. Dangote is selling something, selling cement, sugar, flour. Elon Musk is selling something, Tesla. Bill Gates is selling something, Microsoft. Mark Zuckerberg is selling something in social media. You must sell something. Facebook, you must sell something. Because you don't want to take out time to discover, develop, and deploy yourself. You think that God has deposited in you. So ask yourself question, what excites you? Number 2, what impact do you want to make? Number 3, what kind of life do you want to wake up to every day? So write it down on your notes. And write them down because it makes it real and tangible. And write them down. Even though you have not written anything today, write this one down. Write them down. Write all these things down because it makes it real and tangible. Why you quit so soon on things is because you never write them down. Last time I told you, if you learn to write down your thoughts, once you write them down, you trap that thought on the earth. The only thing that will make that thought not to be a reality is that you need to take corresponding action that is measurable to bring it to a reality. Because thoughts are things and thought has presence. So write them down and make it real and what? Tangible. If you see that I normally write my plans down, my goals down, everything. If you read it, you go like say, now that kind of life you want to live. You know, the Bible says something, say write the vision that make it plain, that whoever that reads it can run with it. So you do not write it in such a way that even if I die today, if my next of kin carry my journal, he can see himself in the journal because I only write who I want to become in such a pleasing way. I write it so interesting that if you read it, even you would like to become that kind of a. So I'm always spending time to write this thing down. So I'm too busy to write down. So you don't overwork yourself. Because if you overwork this place, the brain will shut down. Work more mentally. Work more on your brain. See, poverty starts in the mind, settles in the pocket. Wealth starts in the mind, settles in the pocket. If you say a man with empty pocket, I can tell the truth, it's empty mind. Say a man with pocket is full with resources and abundance, now in the mind. So the only that change the mind and the pocket is called knowledge. Knowledge. So I'm giving you strategy and give you knowledge. You should write these things down. Make it real and what? Tangible. So you must stay committed, not because it's easy, but because the goal is worth it. So you can see challenges as a process. Once you write anything down, you will see challenges as what? A process. Obstacles as a ground of preparation and strength. So you will not even bother about obstacles, challenges, and all those objections and rejections. Why you don't bother is because you wrote it down. You make it tangible, you make it real. But if you don't write anything down, I tell you, any slightest challenge, you are quitting. You are quitting on that relationship, you are quitting on that mind, you are quitting on that business, you are quitting on. And remember, I told you, don't mind the way you quit on things. Because this is how you quit on things, it becomes a habit. Like you can no longer hold on to something when it's hard. And it's not about jumping from fry pan to fire. looking for a perfect person. You will become the perfect person. Looking for a right person, become the right person. It's not about looking for the right business. You are the person. You are the moon. See, once you are right, everything will be right. Everything depends on you. The environment you see around you is a reflection of who you are on the inside. You can never attract what doesn't conform to your dominating thought. You only attract. So you don't like your environment, the results you are facing. Change your thinking. Change your resources. I keep telling you that a man said you become the next person you are today in the next 5 years, except two things: the books you read and the people you associate yourself with. So if you're reading the right books and associate with quality people, I call them OQP, only quality people. What did I say? Only quality people. People that inspire you, people that encourage you, people that want to become better, ultimate version of yourself. That's where you need to become. That's where you need to be. So with that clarity, it's easy to give up on the first sign of struggle. And with a strong goals, you do know the mindset of a finisher. Write down your notes as we round up today's class. Without clarity of a goal, without clarity of a goal, it's easy to give up at the first sign of struggle. Wait, I cannot read book. I cannot come to millionaire school again. Without clarity of a goal, it is easy to give up at the first sign of struggle. At the first sign of struggle, they say I should read book. I don't want to read book. It's been long I read book. It's over 10 years I read book. You didn't take out time to define where you are going to. That's the thing. So with that clarity of a goal, it is easy to give up at the first sign of struggle. But with a strong goal, you develop the mindset of a finisher. The mindset of a finisher, you're not quitting. You must finish everything you start. That's why you think through. That's why you sit down to set up a goal. So you can focus in silence and decide what you want. So why you need to focus on yourself, spend time with yourself, is because it will make your goals deeply rooted in your why, deeply rooted in you. I say without the clarity of a goal, it is easy to give up at the first sign of a struggle. But with a strong goal, you develop the mindset of a finisher. Underline the word strong goal and underline the word mindset of a finisher. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay? So, one thing that is very important you need to know is that setting up a clear goal for yourself is one of the key to unlocking your full potentials. Setting up a clear goal for yourself is one of the key to give a sense of direction. It will fuel your motivation. It will help you to stay disciplined. It keeps you from wasting time with things that don't serve you. It gives you the power to design the life you want instead of settling for whatever life offers you. A kid said, saying, man, anything at all. I don't like problem. Anything at all I will accept. Really? You're going to arrive at a life of misery. You're going to arrive at a life you don't want. So decide who you want to become. It doesn't matter. Decide, tell or decide. I told you the difference between deciding and choice. Deciding means you cut out every other options. Choice means there are other options available. Because there's a book we read called Think and Grow Rich. The guy told us a story, Napoleon Hill, about a military man who went on a war, and the general knew that they were fewer in number than the opponent. And the guy now, they crossed the sea, and he now ordered that the boat should be burnt. That either we win or we win. We are not no retreat, no surrender. So either we win or we win. And they fought with unleash their power. You've never put yourself in that position whereby in life you demand. You don't just accept, you demand. You demand because you already set a clarity. You already make your goals so clear that nothing can stop you. The clearer you are about your goals, the more power you have to create the life you desire. And once you are clear, by tomorrow we'll talk about distraction. But let me give something to write about distraction. By tomorrow we can actually give you a long note, because if you're not clear on where you are going to, I told you, without a goal you are going nowhere. You cannot achieve a goal you did not set. Tell your neighbor, you can never achieve a goal you never set. So why you want to achieve something you never set? What's your plan? What is your goal for next month? What's your plan for next month? What's your plan for next year? Okay, I want money. Money, you want money. When you don't see, the thing is that I told them, cash. That's you want. Cash we have 5 levels of money. Cash is the lowest of them. So when you have a clear goal, distractions will never be a point, because distractions are the silent killer of success. Let's write that statement down so we know we are stopping today. Write down your notes. Distractions are the silent killer of success. Distractions are the silent killer of success. Focus is the currency for success. So what kills focus is distraction. We saw a story in the scripture. I'm not a pastor anyway. I don't want to become one. Peter was walking on the water. He said, Master, if thy be, bid me to come near thee. He said, come now, Peter waka. Storms, challenges of life must come. Peter lose focus from Christ. Focus on storms. From the beautiful story. And start sinking. That's why that if you lose focus on where you're going to, lose focus on the quality you're supposed to focus on in somebody, in business. You start looking for problems. You start counting your problems. Oh my God, you're sinking already. You will never sink in poverty. Say amen.
Amen.
You will never sink in debt. Say amen. You know why people get into debt? They lose focus on the paying themselves first. To buy assets for themselves. Gee, I've seen people with money, they never bought assets. You can be rich, but you cannot be wealthy without assets. You need assets to be wealthy. You need to buy income generating, you need to buy treasury bills, bond, mutual fund, real estate. You need to own something that gives you money independent of your effort. Because assets and gives you money. Of course, liability take money from your pocket. So but you're losing focus. On us, okay, working for assets, you're working to chop. Oh my God. If you work to chop, you're doing what poor people do. People do what they call work chop. They don't work chop.
Walk and chop.
Nobody eats with 10 fingers in his mouth and become rich and wealthy in this life. You cannot be doing that and be expecting that if by prayer and fasting you arrive at destination. No. You only achieve that wealth because you must pay yourself minimum of 10%. Use that money. Focus on paying yourself first. Then pay yourself first.
Pay yourself first.
If you don't pay yourself, it's called financial mistake. What else is called?
Financial mistake.
You will never. It's one of the worst mistakes you can ever do. Go and check a poor man. No poor man pay himself. They don't. Poor people give them money. You know what they do? They will pay empty. They will buy MTN card. They will buy bread. They pay the bread. They buy shoe. Buy clothes. But they pay everybody, but they will never pay themselves. And they now wonder why the life is not working. My brother, it worketh not. It will never work. Because for life to work for you, you must pay. You must focus on paying yourself first, and use that money. Use that money to buy assets. Asset. But money must work for you. Warren Buffett said, if you don't find a way to make money when you sleep, you will work for money for the rest of your life. I don't want you to work for money till you die. It is pain. Say at 60 years, you're still working for money. 70, you're still working for money. You are now a great man. In a small boy's house, that's supposed to be your grandchild. Go to shelter, go to a housing. You see old men guiding gates for small children. Because of what did they do? When men were made, where were you? It's very, very bad. I don't want to do it. It's a pain. Old age and poverty no good. I know I want to make it here. Poverty is not your birthright. Tell me, poverty is not your birthright.
Poverty is not my birthright.
Leave poverty alone. The only way to leave poverty alone is to decide that you don't want to be poor. Decide who you want to become. Decide what you want to do. Decide what you want to have. Focus on these things every day. And your sky will be your starting point. Thank you so much for today's class. Online community. Don't get involved in a business without mentorship. Because mentorship is the legal shortcut to success. He that stands on the shoulder of mentors will see far. See you tomorrow. See